A Little Respectful Spot, a story about respecting people, places, and things. Written and illustrated by Diane Alber. Hi, my name is Spot, and I'm not just any ordinary Spot. I'm a little respectful Spot. I've seen a respectful Spot before. What does respectful mean? Being respectful tells people you not only care about them, but you care about yourself too. And today, I'm going to show you examples of how you can respect people, places, and things. So the respectful Spot's going to show us how to be respectful towards people, like our classmates, teachers, mommies and daddies, places like school, the library, and things like books, toys, pencils. First, let's talk about things. A good example of things you might have are school supplies. We want them to last as long as possible so we can enjoy them all year long. So see, he has a picture of a book, some paper, markers, a pencil, an eraser, and even glue. Here are some ways to respect things. You can click the caps so markers and glue do not dry out. You can use the markers as they're intended so you don't get them damaged. You see the little girl, she's using the marker to color. She's not throwing them around the room or anything like that. She's just coloring. And then you can clean up your area when you are done so nothing gets lost. So this girl's all done coloring, so she's going to click the caps back on and then put them in the box so that if a classmate wants to take a turn, we know where they are. They're safe and sound in the box. Some things need to be handled safely. You can respect things by being gentle and careful with them. Like you can sit safely at the table while you're using your scissors to cut. If you're going to pass the scissors to a friend to use them, you can pass the scissors handle first. We don't want the pointy end because that's not safe. You can hold the blade down when you're walking. So if you're walking them back to their spot, just hold it like an ice cream cone. And the handles are like the ice cream, so you're holding onto the cone. And then you can walk slowly when you're holding the scissors too, because we don't want to run, trip, and fall and hurt ourselves or others with the scissors. Sometimes you don't have something you want. You can respect things by asking to use them instead of just taking them. So it looks like this friend right here at the desk has paper that the little girl would like to use. So she walks up to her classmate and she asks him, "Can I have some paper, please?" And if the friend wants to share, he can say sure, and he can share the paper. But if he doesn't want to share and he says no, it's okay. Here's a fun tip. When respecting things, only play with one thing at a time. When you are done, you can put it away so you will know where to find it next time. So if you're playing with a board game or a toy car, you don't want to just leave it on the floor. You want to pick it up and put it back on its spot on the shelf. You can respect things by putting them in their place so they don't get lost or damaged. Because sometimes if you leave a toy out, someone might walk over it and step on it, and it could break. So that's another reason why we want to put it back on this shelf, safe and sound. Books are so fun to read, but in order for them to last a long time, we must be respectful when we read. You can respect books by turning the pages carefully so they don't bend or rip. We're not going to rush and throw the book around. We're going to take our time, be very gentle, and just turn the page. No biggie. Using clean hands so the pages stay clean. So if Miss Maria is eating a snack and I get chocolate all over my hands, I don't want to touch the book because then the chocolate's going to get all over the book. And we can keep food and drinks away from books so nothing accidentally spills on them. That's another good point too. If you have a drink, you could spill it on the book and you could damage the pages and the pictures. Now that you have seen how to respect things, let's talk about how to respect places. A place can be a house, school, store, restaurant, or a library. So these are places. It could be your home, this could be a school, or just like a store if you like to go to Target or any other place to buy some toys or clothes. That's considered a place. It is common for different places to have their own set of rules. A library might have a different set of rules than a playground or a park. You can respect places by knowing the rules and following them. So when you're at the playground, do you think it's a rule where you have to be quiet? What about in a library? You think it's a good rule to be quiet, have a quiet mouth, because friends are reading? But on a playground, you're just having fun, so you could be as loud as you want. But in a library, you might want to be more quiet. It is so much fun to create art, but all your art should stay on the paper, not on the walls, and not on the furniture. You can respect places when you only color on the paper. That's a really good rule. Running is not safe indoors because you can accidentally break things, hurt yourself, or run into people. You can respect places by calmly walking inside. No one wants to be surrounded by garbage. It's important to keep things clean and safe. You can respect places by placing your trash in the garbage or by recycling it. Do you see a sidewalk? A sidewalk is used to protect the grass and flowers. You can respect places by using a sidewalk instead of walking through the grass or rocks. Now that we've covered how to respect places and things, let's learn how to respect people. It's important not only to respect people your own age, but also to respect people older and younger than you. So these are different people. It could be your mom, your grandmother, your father, your brother, if you have a little brother or sister. It's about respecting all the people around you. You can respect people in a lot of different ways. You can respect people by being polite and saying things like please and thank you. So if you're in school and you ask a classmate for a toy and they pass it to you, you could say thank you. Or you could say, can I please have a turn? You can respect people by following instructions. You can do this by having your eyes watching and your ears listening. You can respect people by raising your hand and waiting your turn when someone else is speaking. You can respect people by giving them enough personal space by not standing too close to them. This will help them feel more comfortable around you. So you don't want to get up into someone's face. Do you see how the respectful spot is doing like a little ruler? Got to give friends a little bit of space to talk to them so that they feel comfortable. You can respect people by being patient and waiting your turn in line, by keeping your hands to yourself and by being quiet. So if you're waiting in line, you don't want to be pushing your friends around or touching anything. You want to keep your hands to your side, and we don't want to be too loud. We want to keep our mouths, our indoor voices in. Okay, I think that's about it. I hope you enjoyed learning how to be respectful. I actually have some other spots I'd like you to meet too. We all belong to the happiness family. So these are all the respectful spot siblings. And they're all different books. So maybe Miss Maria will find them and I'll read them later. But in the meantime, when you're at home with your families, maybe you can talk about ways that you can be respectful at home or at school or while we're at a store.